Imagine waking up tomorrow and discovering that by changing just one simple habit, you could transform your entire life. Sound impossible? Well, here's a shocking truth that most people never realize. 92% of people fail to achieve their goals because they try to change everything at once. But what if I told you there's a scientifically proven shortcut? What if I told you that certain magical habits act like dominoes? When you tip one over, it triggers a cascade that transforms your health, relationships, career, and happiness automatically. These aren't ordinary habits. They're called keystone habits, and they're about to change everything you thought you knew about personal transformation. Here's what blew my mind when I first discovered this concept. Charles Duhigg, in his groundbreaking book, The Power of Habit, revealed that some habits have the extraordinary power to start chain reactions that transform other areas of your life without you even trying. These are keystone habits. Think of your life like a giant arch made of stones. Remove the keystone, that one crucial stone at the top, and the entire structure collapses. But here's the beautiful part. Keystone habits work in reverse. Install the right keystone habit, and it supports and strengthens everything else in your life. The science behind this is fascinating. When you establish a keystone habit, it creates what psychologists call small wins. These small wins trigger a psychological pattern that makes you feel more confident and capable. This confidence spills over into other areas, creating a positive spiral of improvement that seems to happen almost effortlessly. I've personally witnessed this transformation in my own life and in thousands of people I've worked with. Take Sarah, for example. She was overwhelmed, anxious, and felt like her life was falling apart. She tried dieting, meditation apps, productivity systems. Nothing stuck. But when she focused on just one keystone habit, everything changed. Within 6 months, she lost 30 pounds, got promoted at work, improved her relationships, and felt happier than she had in years. The key wasn't willpower or motivation. The key was understanding that certain habits have superpowers. They don't just change one area of your life. They rewire your entire identity and create momentum that carries you forward even on days when you don't feel like it. Here's what most people get wrong. They think they need to overhaul their entire life simultaneously. They try to wake up at 5 a.m., hit the gym, meal prep, meditate, journal, and read for an hour, all starting Monday. By Wednesday, they're exhausted and back to their old patterns, but keystone habits work differently. They're strategic. They're chosen specifically because they naturally trigger positive changes in other areas. When you master keystone habits, improvement becomes automatic and sustainable. If you want to discover the exact keystone habits that can transform your entire life without overwhelming yourself or relying on willpower, then you absolutely need to subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that subscribe button because I'm about to reveal the most powerful keystone habits that successful people use to create extraordinary lives. Trust me, you don't want to miss what's coming next. Habit 1. Morning movement. The first keystone habit that can revolutionize your entire life is morning movement. And I don't mean becoming a fitness fanatic overnight. I'm talking about just 10-15 minutes of intentional movement as soon as you wake up. Here's why this works like magic. When you move your body first thing in the morning, you're sending a powerful signal to your brain that says, "Today, I'm someone who takes care of myself." This single decision creates a ripple effect that influences every choice you make for the rest of the day. Let me tell you about Marcus, a software engineer who was stuck in a cycle of procrastination and low energy. He couldn't stick to any habit for more than a week. But when he committed to just 10 minutes of morning stretching, not even intense exercise, something incredible happened. Within 2 weeks, he naturally started eating healthier because he didn't want to waste the good feeling from his morning routine. A month later, he was sleeping better because his body craved rest after being more active. 3 months later, his productivity at work skyrocketed because he felt more energized and focused. The beautiful thing about morning movement is that it activates your entire nervous system, releases feel-good endorphins, and creates what scientists call cognitive spillover. The mental clarity and confidence you gain carries over into every other area of your life. Habit 2. the 2-minute reset ritual. The second keystone habit is what I call the 2-minute reset ritual, and it's incredibly simple but devastatingly effective. Every time you finish a task or transition between activities, you take 2 minutes to reset your space and your mind. This means clearing your desk, taking 3 deep breaths, and asking yourself, what's the most important thing I need to focus on next? That's it. 2 minutes. But here's what happens. This tiny habit trains your brain to operate with intention rather than reaction. Instead of stumbling from task to task in a fog of overwhelm, you start moving through your day with purpose and clarity. Jennifer, a busy mother of 3, was drowning in chaos. Her house was always messy, she felt scattered, and she couldn't focus on anything for more than 5 minutes. When she started using the 2-minute reset ritual, her entire family dynamic changed. Her kids started naturally tidying up because they saw mom doing it. Her work productivity increased because she wasn't constantly feeling overwhelmed by clutter, both physical and mental. Even her relationship with her husband improved because she felt more present and less frazzled. Habit 3. Evening reflection. The third keystone habit is a simple evening reflection practice. Before bed, spend just 5 minutes writing down 3 things. 1 thing you're grateful for, 1 thing you learned today, and 1 intention for tomorrow. This habit works because it creates closure for your day while priming your subconscious mind for success tomorrow. People who practice evening reflection report better sleep, increased self-awareness, and a stronger sense of progress and momentum in their lives. Habit 4. The hydration foundation. Here's a keystone habit so simple it sounds almost ridiculous. But the science behind it is mind-blowing. Drinking a full glass of water immediately upon waking, and then staying consistently hydrated throughout the day. Your brain is 75% water. When you're even mildly dehydrated, which most people are without realizing it, your cognitive function drops by 12%, your mood becomes unstable, and your energy crashes. But here's the keystone effect. When you prioritize hydration, everything else in your health automatically improves. Dr. James Mitchell from UCLA conducted a fascinating study tracking 500 people who focused solely on proper hydration for 30 days. The results were staggering. 89% reported better sleep, 76% experienced increased mental clarity, 68% naturally started eating healthier foods, and 82% felt more motivated to exercise. They didn't try to change these things. They happened automatically because their bodies and brains were finally functioning optimally. Think of hydration like oil in a car engine. Without it, everything starts breaking down. With it, your entire system runs smoothly and efficiently. Habit 5. The single focus rule. This keystone habit will transform your productivity and reduce your stress by 80%. The single focus rule. Choose 1 priority each day. Not 3, not 5, just 1, and protect it fiercely. Everything else is secondary. Multitasking is a myth that's destroying people's potential. Stanford research shows that people who multitask take 50% longer to complete tasks and make 50% more errors. But when you commit to single focus, something magical happens. You enter what psychologists call flow state more easily. Your confidence grows because you actually complete important things. And your reputation improves because people start seeing you as someone who gets results. David, a marketing executive, was known as the guy who started 1 million projects but never finished anything. When he implemented the single focus rule, his career transformed. Within 6 months, he completed 3 major campaigns that had been stalled for over a year, earned a promotion, and most importantly, went home each day feeling accomplished instead of scattered. Habit 6. The connection catalyst. This keystone habit will revolutionize your relationships and emotional well-being. Reach out to 1 person each day with genuine appreciation or interest. Not networking, not asking for favors, just connecting authentically. Send a text telling someone specifically what you appreciate about them. Call a friend just to check in. Write a thank you note to someone who helped you. The act of consistently nurturing relationships creates a support network that enhances every aspect of your life. Research from Harvard's Grant study, which followed people for over 80 years, found that the quality of relationships is the one predictor of happiness and life satisfaction, more than money, career success, or health. When you make connection a keystone habit, you're investing in the foundation of a fulfilling life. Habit 7, the learning edge. The final keystone habit that separates extraordinary people from everyone else is what I call the learning edge, committing to learn something new for just 15 minutes every single day. Not consuming mindless content, but actively learning skills that expand your capabilities. This habit transforms your identity from someone who is to someone who becomes. When you're constantly growing, you develop what psychologist Carol Dweck calls a growth mindset. Challenges become opportunities. Failures become feedback. Setbacks become setups for comebacks. The compound effect of daily learning is staggering. In 1 year, that's 91 hours of focused learning, equivalent to more than 2 full work weeks. Most people don't invest 2 weeks in their personal development in an entire decade. But you'd be doing it annually. Let me paint you a picture of what happens when you implement these 7 keystone habits consistently for 6 months. Before, you wake up groggy, immediately check your phone, feel overwhelmed by your to-do list, struggle through tasks while multitasking poorly. Eat whatever's convenient, feel isolated and stressed, collapse into bed feeling like you accomplished nothing, and wonder why everyone else seems to have their life together while you're barely surviving. After, you wake up energized and move your body intentionally, setting a positive tone for the day. You reset between tasks, moving through your day with clarity and purpose. You focus deeply on your single priority, making real progress on what matters. You stay hydrated and energized. You strengthen relationships through genuine connection. You're constantly growing and learning new skills. You end each day with gratitude and intention, sleeping peacefully knowing you're becoming the person you want to be. This isn't fantasy. This is what happens when you understand the power of keystone habits and implement them strategically. Here's the secret that changes everything. Don't try to implement all 7 habits at once. That's the old way of thinking that leads to failure. Choose one keystone habit, whichever one resonates most with you right now, and commit to it for 30 days. Just one, master it. Let it create momentum. Then add the next one. Success isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's not about changing everything. It's about changing the right things in the right order. Your transformation starts with a single decision. Right now, in the comments below, write down the one keystone habit you're going to start tomorrow. Don't just watch this video and move on. Take action. Your future self is counting on the decision you make in the next 60 seconds. If this video opened your eyes to the power of keystone habits, smash that like button and subscribe for more life-changing content. Share this with someone who needs to hear this message. Remember, you're not just changing habits, you're changing your entire life story. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. Your transformation begins today.